What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Flippa T, and I just jumped out of Porch with Dirty Glove Bastards. That's on who? On me. On who? On me. My affirmations.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. We got Flippa T jumping off the porch with us today. What's good?
On me. I'm good. How you doing?
On who?
On me.
Hey, okay then. That's what I'm talking about. That's what's up. Yo, great to have you off the porch with us.
Nah, appreciate you for having me.
All right, so your song Affirmations has been going crazy and, has created a lot of buzz, over this time. How does it feel for your song to be as big as it is right now, but then also for it to be a positive message that's gotten you to push through the way it has?
Honestly, I ain't even gonna lie, it really feel amazing because like the stories that I hear, people tell me that, affirmations did to get them through. It just, it's kind of emotional for me because during that time that I dropped the song and I released the song, I dropped the song and wrote the song, it was like from that time, it came from my emotions and how I felt. So it's kind of deep to be able to relate to other people, and then it become a purpose for me. It's like God put that on my heart to give to people to make them feel better about themselves, and that's what we want today. We want a better world. Yeah,
no, for sure. When you come in and you say, I got 99 problems, but I got 100 reasons. Like that's like a mic drop already, from the start. You know what I'm saying? Can you just talk about just, having that mind frame and being able to, put yourself in that mind frame to keep yourself in a positive space?
So my kids is what keep me going. Like I can have all these problems to occur, but I got all these reasons to keep going. And my kids' main reason, like I gotta be that example for them. I gotta be the example for the world now. You know what I'm saying? So it's more bigger than me now. Like honestly, it's been bigger than me, since I jumped out the porch. Yeah. So honestly, like that 99 problems, but I got 100 reasons just hit different because we gotta keep going no matter what type of problem we got going on. I promise you got more reasons to keep going.
Nah, for sure. And then what we don't understand while we're going through these problems is that there's other people with even bigger problems.
Exactly.
And there's some people that would give up anything to have your worst day. Mm-hmm. Those are some things that's something that I've learned, over time, and has helped me to just push myself to stay in a positive state and not complain or be down on myself about things that's going wrong at the time.
Yo.
Now, speaking of your kids, I know we, close to Christmas time. Are they still scared of the Grinch?
I don't know. I think my oldest one, like, he really feels some type of way about the Grinch because we kind of did one of them photo shoots where the Grinch popped up on him, man. He ain't been right since.
He looked traumatized for life.
So I thought it was gonna be cute. I thought he was gonna like the Grinch. He ain't like it. He ain't fooling with it. But he likes Santa though, so I'm still playing Santa. He in the mode where he like, Mama, the kids at school saying Santa ain't real. I said, don't believe them, man.
It's so crazy that now that we're in this age where information is coming to us so fast and coming to the kids so early that, like you find out this young that Santa not real.
Young.
It's like, God.
Way younger than me.
Yeah, nah, for real. Like the tooth fairy ain't real. They finding out everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But nah, so just to, get into your story and where you started. So you from Griffin, Georgia, right?
Yeah, I'm from Griffin.
Okay, and can you tell me a little something about Griffin that folks, wouldn't know, or, just what's the vibe there?
So if you don't know where Griffin from, it's south of Atlanta. We more countryer than, like the city folks, I guess. Real small town, 2 high schools, like real condensed with people, in my opinion. But we growing real, we getting there. Right. We gonna get there.
No, I can dig it. And what was life like for you, growing up? What was a young Flippa T into?
So, I really I was in church a lot because
Okay.
my grandma and them, like, they made her go to church every week. We went to church twice a week, sometimes 3 times, like Monday, Wednesday, Sunday.
Yeah.
And we stayed in church all day long. And it was like a time where I was listening to a lot of gospel, but I was sneaking listening to rap. And like everybody really classified me as being like the loud child. Like I was the loudest in the room, and it was because of my voice. And everybody used to always tell me, I remind them of my older aunt. She was a great aunt, and she was real loud like that. And they used to everybody used to say it, like, you just so loud. They used to call me microphone.
So you always had this energy, and like, was your personality always where you knew that, you know, you would be an entertainer or be, you know, in front of people?
Yeah, my grandma and them used to always tell me that all the time. Like, I stood out to them. Like, they used to call me, like, Red, like, pretty girl. Like, they always gave me names where I'm like, okay, yeah. So, like, my granddad, he didn't know what it was going to be, but, like, they always used to say, like, you need to do something with your mouth because it's so loud. We don't know if it need to be a debater, a news broadcaster, a meteorologist, because that's what I wanted to do growing up. I wanted to be a weather girl on TV.
Okay.
But I couldn't really do it for real because I feel like my accent was too, like, it was too distinct, and everybody used to try to make me say everything right and proper. So I'm like, I can't do that. So I kind of knew I was going to do some, but I didn't know exactly what it was.
And you sang in the church too, right?
Yeah, they made me sing in the choir.
Okay. And
It was a little choir,
Yeah.
so I was loud.
So you stood out
Yeah.
even then. No, that's what's up. And several conversations that I have, I always talk about how I feel like what's missing from some artists is that aspect of growing up in the church. And I feel like for Black music, that's like the central part of it. And I feel like that sort of separates some of the better artists from some of the average artists, you know, is just that foundation of the church, whether you play the instrument in it or just, you know, being in it, you know.
I think it's like the type of church too, because the type of church that I grew up in, I don't know if you know what Church of God in Christ is, but like it's not exactly like Baptist. Because I done been to a lot of Baptist churches before, and like growing in high school, like I prefer Baptist church because I grew up in like a church where they was real extra, like they spoke in tongues and stuff, and I was
Okay,
confused, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? My grandma had to teach me, you know, all that stuff. So it was a little bit different. And with that, I think just them being from like the country in Alabama and all that, it like got a little bit deeper, I guess.
Yeah. Man, my grandmama used to speak in tongues. She would put some oil like on my head.
Man, my grandma do that in the middle of the night. She coming to cross on my head in the middle of the night. My eyes just pop open like, who was that?
That's funny. Who you got with you on the porch?
So on the porch, I got my girl Charlie Chucky. She is my stylist. She been styling me for about 6 months now. Yeah, the best. Go get her. Go follow her. And this my manager right here, KV.
Okay.
He play a pivotal part, man. He is my engineer. He my manager. Like, he's sitting in the studio with me all the time. Anything I need, KB there. He in the cut. And then I got 9 right here. This is my DJ.
Okay.
And he was started out as my photographer, but he had a passion to start being a DJ. Wow. So we start, you know, practicing and all that. And he whole DJ now on tour. We've been on tour since April.
Word.
And we've been making it happen.
That's what's up. And it's so important, and I want to make sure that you even, you know, share with our audience and people that's aspiring to, you know, get into this, how important it is to have a team. And, you know, so many people think that, you know, artists that are, you know, blowing up, catching a buzz and blowing up like you are just doing it by yourself. But that teamwork really make the dream work is so important.
Teamwork real important. Like, you can't do nothing by yourself. Like, we like just us, we carry so many hats. Like, And I just don't know what we would be without like one person off the team. You know what I'm saying? Like KB, me, KB9, we all went to college together. So it's real, a real like, you know, genuine team. It's not like anybody, we just throwing people on. It gotta be people that you care about, and people that care about you and care about you elevating. And I feel like without a team, you can't do it.
No, for sure. And it's important to have people around you that can be critical about you and what's going on, and even tell you if something don't feel right, or if something don't sound right, and it's like, yo, go back in there and do this over, or, you know, it's just really important to have people that can keep you grounded when everything seems to be going in this upward trajectory, you know, too.
Exactly.
Yeah. So when you were growing up, you said you were in the church. What artists were inspiring you at an early age?
Early age, I got inspired by like a lot of singers like Whitney Houston.
Okay.
I was into like voices like Fantasia, like real soul, Jennifer Hudson. Just cause my grandma listened to a lot she ain't really listened to a lot of rap. But like when I started like hearing stuff on my own, like being with my daddy and my mama, cause my mama, she was around too. So like my mama would be the one to let us listen to it. But it would be like stuff like Hot 107.9, V103. But as I got older, like I started like going to LimeWire, download my own music.
Yeah.
And that right there, that when it got crazy, I started listening to everything.
Glad them folks ain't come get you. You know, they was trying to get folks with that LimeWire.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they couldn't find me. I knew too much, man. I was a computer freak.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Word. So you was into the tech early.
Yeah.
Okay. When would you say you jumped off the porch?
I say I jumped out the porch when I was like 16.
Okay.
Like I had my own job since I was like high school. I took care of myself. I ain't gonna say I took care of myself because I still had help by, you know, I had a grandma, I had a mama, a granddad, daddy, but like I felt independent because I had my own money that I could use, but they still took care of the lights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was still like a sense of independence.
Yeah.
But I feel like I really jumped out of Porch when I went off to college. Like I couldn't call, like I could call people, but it went like it would when I was standing under their roof.
Yeah, no, for sure. And did you leave home to go to college?
I did. I stayed on campus. I went to Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you really left. Like,
Yeah,
you got up on.
It was too much pressure on me. Like I was smart, and I always had A on the road or AB on the road. And so I used to rob the pockets with my report card. Like it was like my daddy, my mom, my grandparents, like, and so it was a high standard that I had to abide by, I guess, because they used to be like, what you gonna do when you leave? So I had to go to college. I had to do something. Like I couldn't just sit there.
Word. No, I could dig that. And so was your college experience, was that, you know, you gaining your independence and all of that, was that where you discovered that you wanted to like pursue music?
Yeah, so I knew I wanted to like pursue my own passion in something. Mm-hmm. And like it was also like people used to tell me all the time when I got to college, they said the same thing my family said. They was like, oh, your accent, we just love the way you talk. Can you just keep talking for us? I'm like, what you want me to say then? So then I started thinking about it, like maybe music will be a way that they can just keep on going and listening and just listening to me over and over again, and then we'll be even then. Like, I get my money, y'all listen. Yeah. So it's it's like, I don't know, it's like a calling, I guess. And then like
so it's an even exchange.
Yeah.
Nah, that's what's up. And you also did complete your degree. You got your degree.
Yeah, so I got a bachelor's in finance and accounting. That's what I got when I went to Tennessee. I went to Maryville College. And then like when I got pregnant my junior year, and that's when I had my first son, I did 1 year. I condensed all my classes in the summer right before I had him. Wow. So like that was tough. Like I went to school and worked over the summer. So I had 18 credit hours, I think. I had the max that I could go.
Yeah.
And then I also had to write a thesis, senior thesis. It was like 35 pages long. Like it might have been longer than that.
Yeah.
And then I ended up graduating on time. And then after that, I went and got my master's.
Oh, that's fire. So you a real G. Cause to have these new responsibilities, coming in that you had to, take care of, but then to not quit and to just overload your schedule and still complete it. I mean, I gotta like really give you props on that. Can you just speak on the importance of starting something and finishing something?
Real important, and honestly, I feel like my upbringing is what made me go ahead and complete it. Because like I said, I had everybody just looking up to me because I was like this scholar or whatever like that. So of course I want it for myself, but I don't like to let people down either that was there for me. So my grandma was in my ear when she found out. She was the last one I told, because she was the main one. Like, you finished school, they were room for me. So as soon as she found out, I had told my mama first, and I was like, I ain't telling grandma. She was like, you gonna have to, because if you don't, I will. So I got on the phone, I told her, first thing she said, I thought you were gonna finish school. I was like, I am, grandma. So like, it took about a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, that's what's up though. I got my degree in economics and marketing. I did a double major. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you was in deep too.
Yo, so I know all about it, and it ain't no joke. But then to go on and get your master's, that's like a whole nother level of discipline and drive. You know, because you could have easily just gotten the bachelor's degree and said, all right, I'm good, I got my degree, let me
forget it. Yeah.
So no.
I was gonna do that, but I was like, nah, I might well keep going.
Yeah.
Nah, I thought about getting my doctorate, but I was like, I'm doing music now.
Come on.
Music, kids, and school, like, I don't know.
But it's possible though,
It's possible,
so,
it's real possible.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
And especially, I mean, just look at so many people get these honorary doctorates, but like if you went and like really, got that, I mean, you'd probably be if not the first artist to even have like those type of accolades, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think 2 Chainz do too, don't he?
Huh?
2 Chainz do, I think. Actually, 2 Chainz seem real clever like that.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Yo, I'm a manifest that you're gonna have platinum songs, you know what I'm saying, hella awards, and a doctorate.
Facts.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. I really accept those blessings, man.
Nah, for sure. So when did you really get into music and start creating and taking it serious?
So I say like maybe like 2017 or 2018, I was writing a lot. But like I really wasn't recording. Like I went in the studio, it was just a lot of writing down stuff. Like, and when I get ready to do music, this is what I'm gonna say. When I get ready to do this is what I'm gonna say. So I didn't start recording until my son was like 1. He wasn't even 1 yet. So that was like what, 22?
Okay.
Yup. So I really started getting real serious about it. 22, actually started dropping my stuff. And like I was on TikTok, I was letting people hear little stuff, but I wasn't dropping. But once I started dropping, like it was confirmation.
And you really started building your audience on TikTok from doing skits and doing other types of, not even skits really, but like voiceover type videos and like just, So then by the time you actually started dropping music, you already had an audience.
Yeah, exactly. It fed right over, and it was another confirmation for me that that's what I need to do.
Yeah.
Cause like it was so, like I got so many people just telling me that in different ways, like, you like my voice? Okay. You like my drive, you like the way I talk about, okay. Like it's just there.
Yeah, no, for sure. And how do you balance, the positive messages that you display or that you put out there, but then also keeping it real and, like your music isn't just all preaching or just, you know what I'm saying? Like it's relatable like on all sides.
So I always been real outspoken too. So, and then I cuss a lot. Like, I cuss a whole bunch. Everybody that know me know I cuss a lot.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'ma still cuss. Like, ain't nobody gonna stop me from doing it,
Yeah.
but God. Like, it's just one of those things where I can still be myself, but get that message across. And I think that's one of my gifts too, making people listen. And making people listen is, you know, relatability. So if they can relate to the way I am for real and not getting that proper me that I wanted on the news, you know what I'm saying? Like, we even.
Yeah, they wasn't gonna let you cuss being a weather girl. So.
I wasn't gonna be able to say nothing. Like, right now, I probably would be talking like I'm from Ohio or Boston.
That's funny. That's funny. Now, what was the song that created that buzz or got that reaction that let you know, like, okay, like I'm doing the right thing?
As far as like me speaking, like as you were saying earlier about me speaking without just preaching, I got a song called No Worries.
Okay.
And it's like, I ain't worried about your shit, his shit. It's so relatable and it's still like ratchet, cause it's people like, woo, you gotta cut that off, there's so much cussing. But like, you know, it's still getting that point across, like you can't be worried about nobody, just worry about yourself and keep your grass cut. Like, that's the song that I knew then that I was getting a message across.
No, I can dig that. And so when you release Affirmations, did you know even before releasing it that song was gonna have the impact that it had? Did you expect that?
To be honest, I ain't think so, but I started to see it like once I started playing it in my car all the time before I dropped it and before I let people hear it. I was like, I like this song so much. Cause like, honestly, I can record a song that I really don't like and I just record it, I drop it, and it's a message for other people, but it may not be just my favorite. But honestly, No Worries.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's one of them ones.
Yeah, no, I can dig that. And then 2 Chainz ended up jumping on Affirmations.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
Yeah, and that was dope. And I also thought that it was dope that you put out the radio edit to the song as well, because that song I feel like it can get played in the school, it could get played in the church, it could get played anywhere because of the message in it. So for you to drop a clean version was really clutch.
Yo, I think Affirmations is that song that made me realize like I can get a message across too without all the cussing that people don't like too. But like you said, I got the radio edit and the version where I can really get it off like I would get it off for real.
Yeah.
And honestly, like Affirmations is one of them songs where you will hype yourself up, but you can hype other people up and yourself.
Yeah.
And that really was my sole purpose.
Yeah. Hype me up. Hype me up. Kendrick Perkins recently was singing your song and shouted your song out on ESPN, but he mistakenly gave credit to another artist. But then I saw that but then he jumped on Instagram and actually apologized for doing that. Now, even in your comments, people are comparing you to other artists. How does that make you feel when, you're trying to develop your own identity, but then have people comparing you to other female artists out here?
I wouldn't say like it make me feel like I'm being myself, but other people think I'm being somebody else. But I would say like they just gotta get used to hearing other dialects, other accents. Like I feel like it's because maybe a lot of people not used to hearing people from the South talk. They not used to a real deep accent. They not used to like a mixed accent. I feel like my accent is mixed because my grandma, them from Alabama, I was raised here. My college, I spent in Tennessee. And that's one of the things that I learned about in college, like where you go and where you are, like you adapt to like where you are. So it's kind of like I'm hearing all this other stuff and people telling me they don't understand me. They don't understand the way I sound. I'm having to change up the way I talk and trying to enunciate my words better. I feel like I have gotten better because I feel like I used to be worse. Like people used to be, huh? Like I don't know what to do. Like, so I feel like I always felt that people knew I was different. They knew my accent was different. They knew I spoke differently. So it don't really bother me. Like it don't bother me.
Okay, no, I can dig that. And I think that we're almost programmed to have to compare, you know? And so I think that at the end of the day, people just want to be able to compare, you know, artists to, you know, other artists. I mean, back in the day, you know, when Shine came out, everybody was comparing him to Biggie. But then after a while, people started realizing like, okay, bro sound, you know, totally different. You know what I mean? It might be like a similar tone, but you could tell, you know, the difference, you know, in them. So I think that, and two, people are still getting used to, I feel like people are still getting used to women in hip hop being so prominent. So when you hear these voices, you just automatically, you know, connect one to the other.
Exactly.
So how do you feel about the state of hip hop right now, where so many women are, you know, creating buzzes and sometimes, and on the radio, you almost hearing more women on the radio than we are even hearing the dudes now.
Yeah. And I feel honestly like women, like you said, women were at a point of time where we were silenced a little bit. I ain't gonna say a little bit, we were silenced a lot in the rap industry. Like, and now that they just now starting to hear it, it's like they think that it's one thing. You got 5, 6, 7 more, maybe more accents from the South that you hear and it sound kind of the same, but it's different. Like it's one of those things where you gotta kind of just listen more and listen more to people like that you think that it sounds the same until you hear it more.
Yeah. I think it's a beautiful thing too, because we're getting such a variety and hearing so many different styles as well as messages, you know, from all the different women. So I think it's a great time, you know, in hip hop and in the culture, you know, for men to be able to represent how they do and for women to be able to prominently represent and hold it down like how y'all doing it.
Yo, we're gonna keep going too.
Nah, for sure, for sure. Now, your song Hell Nah is a song that represents what I believe is the strongest word in the English language, and that's no.
Yeah.
At what point did you realize that no was a complete sentence?
Jenny, honestly.
Because, you know, like...
I never thought about it.
When you say, you know, like, as we grow and, you know, some of us may be people pleasers or some of us may feel bad about saying no or having to, you know, turn somebody down or whatever. But I think that as we grow, understanding that an explanation doesn't need to come behind the word no. No is a complete sentence.
That is true.
You know?
No is a complete sentence, and that's what I stand on when I mean it. No.
Yeah.
Like I learned that as a young girl that I can't be a yes girl. Cause the moment that you a yes, when you say no, hell break loose.
Yeah. And the taker's gonna keep on taking, you know, the people that's always asking you for something. So it's like if you don't set up your boundaries early on, then you'll forever almost feel indebted to people, you know, because of where you come from or because we family or because we besties or, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You and DJ Chose have been doing a lot of dope music together, and you guys seem to really have a chemistry. How did that relationship, you know, come together for you guys doing music together?
So Chose, me and Chose go way back. Me and Chose still real cool. Like I go to Texas, I go to Chose house. Every time I go to Texas doing this. So honestly, chose one of the first people in the industry that started to teach me about stuff. And it was a coincidence. I was on TikTok at first, like you said, doing voiceovers and stuff. And he had a song that just dropped. And he DM'd me and he was asking me, could I do something to one of his songs? And so I was like, I do it, you don't gotta pay me, but you just gotta listen to this song. So I let him hear a song. It was my very first song that I ever recorded.
Word.
It's cringy, but he was like, that song hard. And he was like, I'm gonna start sending you some beats. So he started sending me beats, and we just kicked off since then. Like, every time I need him, I call him, ask him any type of question. He there, like, any type of, like, advice, he there to give me. Like, Cho, real solid, cool.
Word. And, I mean, having DJ Chose as a friend and as someone that you can, you know, use as a soundboard, and knowing that he's a really, I would call him a prolific songwriter.
Yeah.
You know, so to be able to have somebody like that, you know, in your circle and somebody that you can, you know, tap in with, that's, you know, that's really dope.
Yeah, he like my brother.
Right.
Man, shout out Chose.
Yeah.
He already know.
Y'all got real good chemistry with doing music. That They Don't Know.
Yeah.
That joint go crazy. How y'all flip the show.
I love his reaction. Every time he send me some, I send it back. He was like, he'll call me, he was like, soon as he pick up the phone, shot it, that's hard. It's so funny, man.
Yeah. I like y'all song Can't Stand Me.
Oh yeah, that was my favorite.
Word.
Yeah.
Do you remember making that song, or do you remember like how y'all even came up with that?
It was one of them ones where he sent me a pack and I listened to it and I'm like, this right up the alley. It was during the summertime. I shot the video with my family, and you know, we like to be out in the yard. We was in the yard, we had a cookout. It was actually a real cookout. We just made it out of well, it was really a cookout, but it was a video shoot. But it was a cookout.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was one of them ones, like, Cho, he real good with, like ideas with his beats. Like, he real, to me, he different.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Your song Hustle, the music video in particular, you in the video keeping it so real, like driving a regular car. Was that like a Toyota Camry or something?
It was a Corolla.
Okay, yeah. But, you know, like for you to be doing a video, having a message, telling people to hustle, go out and get it, but then also showing the realness of, you know, like you could have rented a Benz or something, or you could have rented something crazy, but to keep it that real, like, why did you decide to do that?
Honestly, I felt like I said, relatability, it get the message across. And everybody ain't got, you know, this Benz. Everybody ain't got, I ain't got no Benz yet. So it don't even make sense for me to do that.
Right.
So honestly, like that relatability, it get so far and it get in people's head to make them hustle for real. Like, shout out a real person, I'm real.
Yeah, nah, for sure. And the comments was going crazy. Like, so many people in the comments were just talking about that, like how real you was keeping it in the video and just how much they respected that. And I think fans, well, I know fans love the come up story. And they love to grow with, you know, an artist or somebody of influence that, you know, they're following. So for you to be given, you know, even from you doing your early TikTok videos and stuff, you know, for you to give your fans, your followers, that true inside look, you know what I mean? Like when you were pregnant with your second son, I mean, you were showing your stomach and, you know, say all that, like just keeping it real, just really being vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I, like, as a mother, is to another mother, to keep going is one of the words that you love to hear. Like, cause it's hard being a mom. Like, it's not easy. Like, it's a routine. It ain't no I can drop them off type of stuff.
Right.
It's them yours. Take care of them. Make sure that they grow up to be some.
Absolutely.
Get them everything they need and set them up. And like from one mother to another, like that's what we like to hear, that our kids, like we raise them to grow up to be successful.
Forget about me, I love you.
That's 101.
So selfless too, and you just speaking about, being a mom, having to be selfless. And as we've been conversing, you've just been talking about family and the importance of that. Can you just speak to that a little more?
Family is super important to me. Like, I graduated college. My grandma pushed me and she died the same year. She died that same year. She had surgery and I was on the way to her house one night and she had a massive heart attack, me and my baby. So family is important to me.
Absolutely.
Because when I lost her, I lost it. And that's part of affirmations for me. Like grief, I lost a lot of my family. I lost my granddad like 2 years after her. Like he died of a heartbreak. He couldn't live no more after her. And they were young grandparents. They were 60.
Oh, okay.
And so like we gotta hold our family tight. Cause like we don't know how long they're gonna be here.
Yeah.
So family real important to me.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you gotta show people that you appreciate them, let them know that you appreciate them every day. And it's just so important to, like how we was talking about being selfless and letting people know that you love them regularly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it ain't no game.
They, like, once they gone, that's it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Now, you mentioned earlier that you guys have been on tour since April.
Yeah, we've been going.
How that road life been?
Road life, like, it's a sense of hustle for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never worked like that hard without my kids being there. So like adjusting to that is like, hard for me. But like I said, like, forget about me, I love them. So part of me loving them is taking care of them. Absolutely. And so working hard. Instead of me being an accountant now, I'm basically just gone all the time. Yeah. And that's just the only difference. Yeah. It's still hard work.
Yeah. I bet you on point with that money though.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah, like
I'm pouring my own money, man. It ain't nothing like knowing what you doing with your own money. It don't hurt to get nobody to help, but you know what they doing.
For sure, for sure. And that's the most important thing, because so many times we hear about when people get on when it comes to music or sports or whatever. We always hear about celebrities getting taken advantage of. By their accountants and by, like their money advisors and things like that. So.
Yeah, like that's one thing I don't ever want to do is be broke. So even, before, I can't say before rap I was broke, because I went broke before rap. I just ain't have it like I do now. Yeah. But like, it's one of those things where like you ain't gonna let nobody just do anything with your money if you do get them to help you. So. Yeah. Like, it's a good thing. It's a good hand in hand to be like rap accountant, like getting money, count it.
No, for sure. And you recently performed at One Music Fest, and I know you also performed at Birthday Bash as well. How does that feel, performing at these prominent Atlanta, prominent Georgia concerts, and getting the love that you're getting?
I don't know. It just feel like it feel good to be able to be heard, and being heard in those big places. Like, I had to get adjusted to it, because you got to think about like going from performing in front of a club to performing in front of thousands of people, like adrenaline rush definitely was there.
Yeah.
And like it was moments for me, milestone moments. And those moments that I never forget, like big moments that I'm actually doing this for real.
Yeah.
So those 2 moments for me, definitely top 5.
Word. Because when you performing at a club, it's just microphone. You might even be rapping over some of the lyrics or whatever. But then like you get on a One Music Fest, you got to wear the in-ears and, you know, you got to hear the sound a whole different way. And I know like for some people it'd be echoing in their ear and all that. So like just getting used to, you know, that. But I mean, those the big leagues where, you know, you want to be and where you aspiring to be. So I know
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely big moments for me.
I know that has to be like so fulfilling, you know, as an artist to have the respect put on your name to be even, you know, put on these types of venues.
Exactly. And it honestly, it made me feel good as, you know, a new artist that I can be put in those places and right, like independent.
Yeah.
I ain't signed to no major label or nothing like that. So it's like this really organic. It's really me. It's really me. And I don't have to change myself for it.
Yeah. Now I would imagine that the major labels are trying to jump over tables to get at you and to sign you. So why did you make the decision to remain independent?
Patience. Like I wasn't real eager for certain things like fame and like, you know, just certain things. Like I wasn't real eager to get a couple $1,000s. Like, and at the time I didn't have Affirmations when they were beating the dough down. Like, and they were trying to lowball me in my honest opinion. So I felt like that was gonna be the best thing for me just to keep going. And during that time, keeping going, don't get me wrong, I got times where I was about to give up. And it was right before Affirmation because it was like, you know, I know that's not me, that's not right for me to sell myself short like that and just take anything just because somebody offering it to me. So, you know, I'd rather fall than be fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, yeah, I'd rather, you know, keep going and fall than be with them and fuck.
Yeah, because when you make decisions, like irrational decisions based on desperation or, you know, you just trying to get like a quick flip, then it never go the right way. And like you say, you end up being stuck. You end up being fucked up, stuck in a situation that you can't get out of, or the percentages is just lopsided and crazy.
And long.
Yeah, where you
You
stuck.
fucked up until the kids graduate high school.
Nah, for real. Now, in 2023 and in 2024, you dropped projects. I know this year you dropped the Hype Me Up EP. When can we expect a new project from you?
Top of the year, 26.
Okay.
So January, February, one of them. I ain't really decided which month yet, cause I know I wanna drop it early in the year, so that way it can give me time if I wanna drop another one. So the first of the year, January, February. But I do got like singles that I'm real eager to drop. So it's like, dang, I'm spoiled to tape.
Yeah.
But I like to give my people what they ask for. And if I got eager to snip it and they like, drop it, I drop it.
Wow.
So that one of my songs, I'm about to do that too right now.
Oh, okay. What would you say are like your top 3 affirmations that you say to yourself every day?
I know I am who I want to be because I'm who I think I am, and I can think to myself every day that everybody say that I remind them of somebody else, and I always constantly remind myself I am who I am and I'm who I'm supposed to be. And then another one is I grind and I hustle and I hustle and I grind, because I know that didn't come from Affirmation, but that's on my top 3 list. And it's because like days I feel like I don't want to do it, I have to. Like, I gotta grind, I gotta hustle, I gotta do both. So I feel like me grinding and me being who I am, and then there's one more affirmation, and that's I'm enough. Like, whatever I put in, that's enough, because I'm doing the best I can.
Yeah. And that's a way of giving yourself grace too, because
Exactly.
a lot of times we can be doing everything that we're trying to do, or working as hard as we can, but then if we don't achieve what we wanted to achieve by this certain time, then we'll be hard on ourselves.
Exactly.
I know
I'm enough. I did all I can.
yeah. And then I am who I am. That's something that my therapist taught me 2 years ago, and something that I say. Like, I'll go on these walks, and sometimes like I won't even listen to music, and I'll just say that, like, I am who I am, and then I'll follow that by saying I am, and then I am great, I am healthy, I am strong, I am smart. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And like those things, not only just you just speaking them, like you speaking them to existence. Cause like it's a lot of stuff where I speak it all day, and I'm like, dang, when it gonna happen? And then it eventually happened.
Yeah.
So like I'm definitely healthy. I'm definitely wealthy. I wasn't wealthy when I said I was wealthy. You know what I'm saying? But like now I look at it like, dang, like I'm kind of wealthy now. Like,
hey, come on now. And too, you know, you can be wealthy, you can be rich in spirit.
Exactly.
And so, and that's even more important than any type of money.
Exactly.
You know, because I know for me, like I find so much more fulfillment in being able to do for other people, being able to create opportunities for people, and just being able to level up and know that like I've done it, not having to like do no fuck shit or doing, you know what I'm saying, just no off-brand type shit. And that fulfills me even more than a dollar amount. I mean, hey, I need my paper though, you feel me? But you know what I'm saying. But nah, what would you say, you know, through all of your experiences, is like one of the biggest life lessons that you've learned today?
To never give up. Never give up, even when I want to. Like, I can't never give up, because the moment that you give up, that's when your blessing was finna come through 1 second before you gave up. So I I learned that from myself. As soon as I was about to give up, I did something positive, used myself like I was supposed to. And the moment that I did it, it was rewarding.
Nah, that's what's up. That's what's up. What else you working on? What else you got coming up that you excited about that you can speak on?
So one of my favorite songs right now is We Know. And I want to drop that now, but I think I want to wait till the top of the year.
Okay.
But it's one of my favorite because it's like I'm a humble person, but it's like I still gotta pop my shit sometimes, because people, when you humble, sometimes they take that for granted. And it's like, yeah, I know I'm the shit. I didn't want to say it, but I know I am. I am what I think I am.
Yeah.
So it's like now, like, since you don't want to acknowledge this shit, we know.
Nah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Before we get out of here, I also want to ask you, what are some values that you're teaching to your sons, some things to value other than money?
Family. My kids love family. Like, they love holidays only because everybody around. Like, I teach them to be genuine and to give. Like, my little boy, he loved Christmas so much. And he was like, Mama, like, what can we do for people? And I was like, you know, we could start with your class. Like, they having a Christmas party. And I was like, you know, I'm gonna just pay for the whole class. And he got in the car yesterday and he was like, Mama, thank you so much for doing that, because it's Christmas time and I really love Christmas and I really wanted to do something for people for Christmas. So I feel like that genuineness, like, it get them a long way, and they gonna win them a great wife.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Nah, that's what's up. Super important, again, selflessness, you know, what we was talking about earlier. You got any shout outs you want to give?
Shout out to my mama, my babies, Kingston, Keelan, my people back here, my manager, my stylist, my DJ. I said my mama because my mama, you forgot about me. My daddy, my sisters, everybody, my family, my friends. I love everybody.
Word. Nah, that's what's up. Flippa T, appreciate you pulling up, jumping off the porch with us.
No, appreciate y'all for having me. On me.
Hey.
Take a little time, had to come and shut it down. Nothing more, nothing less. Teaching kind like a professor. I am healthy, I am wealthy, I'm a mother.